Alright, it's your Grizzle, your Shizzle. It's, we're here with some Behemoth gameplay. And it looks fucking badass. So, I'd recommend you sit down, you relax, you have a nice cup of shut the fuck up, and let's get right into this gameplay. So, no doubt a lot of you guys were in the stream on Friday, and a lot of you guys recognized me, so that was pretty damn fucking epic. And also, just wanted to say thank you, because I've had a lot of questions from you guys for this Q&A. Also, some nice messages on Xbox and stuff. Unfortunately, I can't really reply to a lot of you, because I just get, I'm not a huge YouTuber, yet I do get a lot of messages from you guys. Just know I appreciate it. But anyway, the Behemoth is one epic looking fucking monster, and actually, surprisingly, I thought he was going to be quite slow, which he is when running, but if you look at his roll, I think he could be actually one of the fastest monsters so far. I mean, know that he can't roll infinitely. It's a lot like the Goliath, Kraken, and Wraith. You can only do it for a certain amount of time because, there's a stamina, so you can only roll for a certain amount of time. So it's not going to be overpowered. You can't just roll away absolutely constantly. However, that does bring me on to my first question for this Q&A, and that is, do you think Behemoth is going to be OP? Now, one thing you might have not known already is that when the new monster and the new hunters come on the 31st of March, they're also releasing a new patch out, which are going to be a certain amount of nerfs and buffs for the monster and hunters. And it's going to be very, very interesting. One thing you must realize is Evolve aren't trying to make monsters like Wraith overpowered, or Behemoth for that matter. They're trying to make the hunters and monster balanced. Now, I know a lot of you will say, well, Wraith's OP is shit. And I completely agree with you, it is. And that's hence why they have to spend time checking it out, making sure that they do the right nerf for it, so that it doesn't become completely underpowered and not fun to play, but, it becomes balanced, because that's what they're trying to get here. And because Behemoth has only come out very recently, and they've only had so much time to play with him, they're going to have to spend some time, finding out whether it needs a buff or a nerf. So when you get the new hunters and the new monster, don't cry instantly saying, oh my god, it's so overpowered, it's so underpowered. Give Evolve some time to actually, assess whether it needs a buff or a nerf, and they will eventually balance it. So back to the Wraith and the new buffs and nerfs. So yes, they are nerfing the Wraith, not so hard that it's going to become not fun anymore, but they're just nerfing it so that it's actually, more enjoyable, just more enjoyable to play against, because a lot of people have been complaining when they're playing as the hunters, it's just so pointless because it's so hard to play against compared to the other monsters. So if you do want to check out those buffs and nerfs, you can just go to Evolve's news page, they have it all up there. And hopefully we should be having a better game of Evolve where the hunters and monsters are going to actually be equal to play against each other, because we don't want unbalancing issues. And don't think that anything like that's staying. So if you think something's overpowered or too underpowered, it's likely Evolve are going to eventually change that. You just got to give them time to actually go ahead and do it. Now, I'm just going to quickly rattle through some non-Evolve related questions. So first question, Grizzle Marine, how much pussy do you get? Well, quite clearly the guy is an expert in this shit, and he spelt pussy wrong, but, yeah. Fucking loads. What is your all-time favourite game? Now, I had to have quite a big think about this question, because I have a lot of games that I really like now, and some games that I used to absolutely love, but I wouldn't play them now because they're really old and outdated. So, it's hard to say, to be honest. I can tell you, through the years what my favourite games were. So, when I was really, really young, I had PS2, and, oh god, that's going back, that is. And, I used to play a Star Wars Battlefront, with my brother on that, and that was probably, at the time, probably my favourite game. I actually loved that. And there's actually a new Star Wars Battlefront coming out, so I can't wait to play that. That sounds absolutely epic. But, in terms of all-time favourite, I'm going to have to say Call of Duty World at War. I know that's quite cliche, because it's one of the Call of Duties, but the reason is because that's the first ever game I played online. That meaning that I never had actually played online with other people over the internet. I was like, oh my god, you can play with people over the internet? I had no idea you could do that, and so it was really fucking epic when I could shoot my, my friends or whatever, it was absolutely insane. So that's why that would be my favourite game. But currently, my favourite games are, of course, Evolve, because otherwise I haven't have a channel about it. I also like to play things like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I quite like some different first-person shooters. I'm kind of a first-person shooter player, but I also like a lot of games that have got some competitive aspects to it. That's why Evolve appealed to me quite a lot, because and Counter-Strike for that matter. If you haven't played Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it's a great game. I like games that take a lot of skill to play, and it makes you enjoyable because, you know, you get better at them. So to answer your question, I don't have a game that has been my all-time favorite, but I tend to, you know, switch from different ones, but you know, it depends what's really good at the time, because of course old games wouldn't be as fun now because there's so many better games. Will you play other games? Yes, I'll be playing some other games probably in the future, because at the moment I'm really enjoying Evolve. You guys are really enjoying Evolve, and to be honest, a lot of you are subscribed for Evolve anyway. So I don't think I'll be doing anything new very soon, but yeah, I'm going to be bringing just loads and loads of Evolve videos because I just love the game quite a lot. How old are you? I'm 18 years old. Now, this is a good question. How did you get your name Grizzle Marine? Now, this is going to be a lot more simple than you think. So basically, I was thinking of a new name for the channel, and I thought, you know what, I want a nice epic looking logo and stuff, and I thought, well, it'd be quite cool to have some kind of epic animal, and so I thought at the time, do you know what, I like grizzly bears, so I thought, Grizzle, there we go, half of it. I also like doing CCF, Army, if any of you know what that means, which is a bit of a hobby of mine I do with my school, and I also thought about going to the Marines at one point, so that's why I put the two names together, and yeah, Grizzle Marine. Ha!
Gay! First, we'll also have the ability to update more often, especially balance patches.
Yay.
So I just wanted to change the live stream up a little bit here. So Turtle Rock, if you didn't know, quite recently did another stream on Behemoth. So a lot of you might not have actually watched this one, but as you can see in that quick preview there, Behemoth does have skins as well, some different skins we might be seeing for the other monsters as well. So they talk a little bit more in depth about Behemoth and how he's going to play out, and they do explain that they're still learning how to play him themselves. So, you know, no one's going to be expected to be absolute pros at playing this monster straight away. In this part of the video, I'm going to answer some more Evolve-related questions. So, I got asked first, what sort of monster do you want to see in Evolve? Now, originally, I actually did want to see a tanky, beastie-looking monster. So, to be honest, Behemoth is actually probably the exact monster I was looking for, and he looks epic. But I think that the fifth monster, because we know we are going to get a fifth monster eventually, but I would have said the fifth monster we're going to get is probably going to be some sort of type of shapeshifter, because I know that's something they had in mind. I'd like to see a monster that could perhaps release minions to help fight for it. Some sort of spider monster, honestly. I'd love to see some sort of kind of spider. I think that'd be really interesting. But the thing is, I think they want to make it more alien-like. They don't want to make it too relatable with things down to earth, as it were. So they want to make it more alien. So that's why the monsters that we've seen so far, they you know, look really different and are really unique. Have you ever thought about making an Evolve clan? Now, I kind of already have a group of people I like to play with. But, you know, I'd love to be able to actually have more people I could perhaps play with on call, but, no, I don't particularly look into making an Evolve clan. It'd be quite cool to actually, I think one thing I really would love Evolve to do is actually make a competitive mode, and then you can make your own team, and you can go up in the world ranks as a monster or hunters. I think that'd be really, really interesting to see. So it's not all down to wins and stuff, you know, it's really so strict, interesting competitive gameplay. I'd love to see Evolve do something like that, and also have some sort of rank system, but I highly doubt they will, because thing is, because they've got it on console, it probably won't make people who aren't used to that kind of thing very interested in the game. Just skipping forward in the stream a little bit here, just to show off another skin that they showed for Behemoth. This one's looking quite cool. They actually changed the colour of the eyes here as well, so I don't know whether they are probably going to do that with a load of other monsters as well. I think that could be quite cool to see. Back to the questions then. So, which is your new favourite hunter? So, I'm assuming by new favourite hunter, you're talking about the new tier, which is Crow, Slim, Torvald, which I called Travelled in my video. Excuse me, guys, I did not mean to call him Travelled. I meant Torvald, and Sunny. Out of those four, obviously, I can't tell until I've actually played them, but I'm going to assume it's going to be Crow, just because I genuinely liked the Trapper in general, and just to how he is, it just looks absolutely badass, and I can't wait to play him. And for those of you that don't know already, so those of you that are used to the streams and stuff will know, but assuming that they didn't show the new hunters last week, and the fact that they're coming out on Monday, I would have said that they're going to be showing them this Friday in their stream, so again, I'd recommend that if you haven't been in the stream before, you go and check that stream out, because hopefully they are going to be showing those new 4 hunters. But yeah, Crow's probably going to be my favourite. Just the fact that he can see through walls, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how he plays out. And also his stasis gun, because I like Abe's stasis grenade, so that's going to be, you know, so a stasis gun's going to make it even better. And also being able to do damage to the monster's health without having to do anything to his armour sounds absolutely epic. But anyway, back to the gameplay here. So Behemoth is in the new map. I think it's Broken Hill Mine. That's the one. I'm trying to think what it was off the top of my head. And yeah, I would have said out of all the maps so far, even these new ones, this looks like Behemoth Central, because there isn't a lot of high places the hunters can get to, and there's a lot of easy places that Behemoth can roll around to. So I would say this was a really good map for him. Anyway, that concludes the Q&A. I'm sorry if I didn't answer your question. I couldn't get to them all, but I got to the most important ones. I'm going to be off for the next 3 weeks. The reason I haven't been uploading is just I'm busy as shit at school, but some of you already know that. But I'm going to be uploading hopefully a lot more often for these 3 weeks that I'm off for Easter. So anyway, it's been Grizzle Marine. I hope you enjoyed the video, and love you!